Hey guys, Adrian here for the Digital Dojos. You guys can find out the full article of this video. If you're watching this video on YouTube, head over to digitaldojos.com because there's going to be a lot of links mentioned, a lot of programs, all of that, and my main tips outlined, and all the answers and stuff like that will be outlined in the blog post, the full blog post over at digitaldojos.com. So this is whether or not to jailbreak or not to, to jailbreak or not to jailbreak. That is the question in this video. And this is a common question I get from inboxes, email, YouTube PMs, comments, and this one is actually your user by the name of Radioactive 10 Studio asked this in a couple of videos back, talking about how he has an iPhone 4 with iOS 5.0.1. He'd love to customize his iPhone with but he fears jailbreaking. He asked the main questions: is it safe? What are the risks involved? How does jailbreaking affect the phone in terms of security, performance, and overall? So this is a general overview of jailbreaking in general. And bear with me as I banter here real quick in the beginning. So first off, what is jailbreaking? At its simplest, jailbreaking is allowing your phone, your iPhone, your iPod, your iDevice, your iPad, your iDevice in general, to be free of restrictions that Apple sets on it, and to allow it to use certain capabilities that aren't on the phone by default. A couple reasons people jailbreak, say right off the bat, they do it to unlock their phones, which allows them to use it on multiple carriers around the world. Some people do it to get free applications, which is a possible thing to do. Some people do it to do tweaks, things like tether with their iPhone and stuff like that. There's an ongoing list of things, and a lot of people say, now more and more you don't really have to jailbreak. But personally, yeah, you don't have to jailbreak, and you don't need to. The default iOS is pretty good, but I've been a jailbreaker for quite a while, ever since I've had the iPhone 3G, and there's really huge benefits over jailbreaking that I see personally, and I'll talk about them later on. But so that's jailbreaking at its simplest core. How do you go about jailbreaking? Now this also varies so much, depending on the time, the firmware, the period. So basically, you have an iPhone firmware, which I'm going to go ahead and show you here on the phone. Alright, and here we are back on the phone. Ironically, I actually had an issue, but it's decided with a Wi-Fi issue. Anyways, clicking on settings here, when jailbreaking, it really depends on a couple things, and mainly you want to go here, go into General and About. And what I want to highlight here is right here, version, where you see that thing that says version 5.0.1. That's the current version I'm on with this iPhone 4S. I know on the screen it looks like an iPhone 3G, but that's just a simulation software I'm using. That's what it depends on. As of current, 5.01 is jailbreakable, but as newer firmwares come out, as you update firmware, you lose your jailbreak, so you have to wait for the dev team, etc., to push out the latest jailbreak. As of current, Absinthe, and I believe Green Poison allow for jailbreaking. So basically, there's always big tools out there. Red Snow is a big one. Pwnage tool, like I said, Absinthe and Green Poison are big ones. So just always look out for those. I'll leave links in the article to look where to get your latest jailbreak news and stuff like that when they come out. Basically, they're always the same program, same process. Put the IPSW file in, jailbreak your phone, you go through what they call DFU mode to go into jailbreaking. Other than that, jailbreaking is pretty easy. So that's how you go about jailbreaking. It just always varies on what version you're on and the method you have to go about it. Is it safe? For the most part, yeah. Jailbreaking now is much more safer than it was originally. There is stuff you can get out there. There's viruses and stuff you can mess up your phone with if you don't know what you're doing, like I said, iFile and stuff like that. And it's pretty stable as a security standpoint. You can even make your iPhone more secure when jailbreaking. But so right now my phone, you can see it here on screen, it's pretty stable for the most part. Like I said, it's not 100%. You're always going to have your springboard crashes. It's always self-dependent on what you do. If you add on a lot of add-ons, a lot of customization, yeah, you're going to have problems. You're going to have crashes here and there if you're overtaxing your iPhone and stuff like that. But if you handle it right, you can do some cool stuff. So let's talk a little bit about customizations and performance. So you can see here I have the logo in the top left. You guys can see that it says Digital Dojos. I've actually disabled Notification Center, so I don't have that anymore. It saves a little bit of battery life. I've also disabled multitasking, so no matter if I double tap here, you won't see multitasking show up here. And I also don't have the Safari page, so if I go to the left or the search to the left, it won't allow you to search for Finder. It's kind of like Finder in your Mac. If I go over here, I want to show you something that is a very, very popular thing in the jailbreaking community. I don't advise it. I downloaded it though earlier in this repo. It's called Installous, and it's right here. Installous allows you to download free applications. But the only cool use of this I've seen, and I'll admit to using this, applications that have been in the App Store and then shut out for whatever reason. Maybe they went against Apple's terms or stuff like that. Like Groove Shark was an app. Stuff like that is available in Installous and Cydia. Like stuff that is banned from the App Store is available in Installous. Respectively, though, Installous is more used to download free versions of apps, so you can get free paid apps and stuff like that. Again, that's on your own, to each its own. You know, if that's what you want to do, then you can use Installous for that, and that's possible through jailbreaking. But I'm going to go ahead and go into settings here and show you another cool tweak that I've had, which is a paid tweak, and I actually did buy this. This is called Springtomize. It's worth I think it was like $4 that I spent on it through the Cydia App Store, because Cydia also. So Springtomize here. Sorry, I got interrupted by a Skype. Springtomize is a really, really cool overall tweak program for your iPhone. You can do stuff like make animations. If you notice, my animations are kind of a little bit, I know maybe it doesn't show up on the software end, but they're much more quicker when I'm closing out of apps, stuff like that. You can turn off stuff like multitasking, HDR, front camera, SMS, telephone service, App Store, GPS. You can turn off a lot of cool stuff with Springtomize to save a lot of battery life and customize your phone. So that's definitely a cool thing to check out as well, Springtomize. Going into the Cydia store here, Cydia is the all-in-one apps, kind of like your App Store, but tweaks and stuff like that, tweaks, applications, ringtones for when you jailbreak. When you jailbreak, Cydia is a common thing you get. And just to go through the sections here to show you what you get add-ons for certain programs and tweaks. You get, you can get dictionaries, you can get new fonts, you can get different repos. Repos are the sources which you download these tweaks from. So, for example, the Installous repo is called Hackulous. It's a very popular one. A couple other ones are like for free themes and stuff like that. iHack repo. I think it's called iHack repo. There's a lot of different stuff in here, and a lot of people think jailbreaking is a lot of hacking and getting stuff for free, when it's much more. I mean, that's a part of it, but there's much more cool stuff that you can really get into. A lot of developer tools and stuff like that. A lot of cool things you can use to dig into your iPhone. Like I said earlier, I mentioned one that I have that's called iFile. iFile allows you to go into the system settings of your iPhone, kind of like program files on a PC or system files on a Mac, and allows you to change out certain stuff. So you can change out, for example, the Siri voice. You can replace it with a different voice. You can make your own recordings and put your own Siri. You can make your voice or somebody else's voice the Siri responses and stuff like that. So that's how, that's just scratching the surface of how much you can do with jailbreaking. Another thing I want to quickly mention here is Dreamboard. Dreamboard allows you to change the whole interface. So these are a couple of themes I've downloaded through Dreamboard. You can use also what they call Winterboard, which is basic skinning of your phone, but Dreamboard does a whole rescale of your graphical user interface. So currently my favorite right now is called Classy HD. It's going to prepare the theme, and there it is. Look at my theme now. This is totally separate from the original iPhone theme, and this is a whole new experience. I can click apps here, and you can see all my apps right here, and I can jump through them and scroll through them and all that. You can see I can click on clock, and it would just open up clock like a normal icon would. So instead of having the dock, I don't have the dock anymore, but if I double tap, I get my icons like I would if the dock was there. So yeah, that is Dreamboard. Really, really cool stuff. I'm doing theme features of Dreamboard themes, so I still have a lot of other ones to review and stuff like that. But for this purpose, I'm going to go back to the default theme just to explain some stuff. So those are my favorite things. Those are what I use jailbreaking for, and there's a lot of other stuff. Like I said, for the most part now, it's pretty secure, it's pretty stable. Performance, again, varies. If you're loading on a lot of stuff, then yeah, you're going to have problems. It's the same thing with any phone. Android, if you throw on like live wallpapers and all that, sometimes it slows down performance, sometimes it takes a toll on battery life. At the same time, though, with jailbreaking, you can save a lot of battery life. A lot of people will kind of say that you lose a lot of battery life when you jailbreak, but if you know what to download, if you check out Springtomize, check out a lot of other tweaks out there, you can really save battery life because you disable stuff like multitasking, you disable stuff like notification center, and you can do certain stuff with push notifications and all that, so that you get all, you turn all this extra features off and you save tons and tons of battery life. Trust me with that. And other than that, there's just a lot of cool tweaks out there for common uses. I mean, there's ridiculous stuff. I mean, there's one called plugification or something, where basically if you have the problem when you pull your headphones out, if you're listening to music and then you plug your headphones in and the music stops, it pauses, and then you have to go into the iPod again and you have to play your music if you want to hear it through your headphones. They have an app that, or they have a tweak that will change it so that when you're listening to music on the speakers and you plug your headphones in, it'll keep on playing. It won't pause it. I mean, simple stuff like that. They think of tons and tons of stuff, and a lot of people like to misconstrue them with hackers. And then, you know, they're in a sense hackers, but there's tons of developers and stuff like that. They're pushing for, you know, these things that should be in the iPhone already that they're making possible. I know back in the 3G days, they made it possible so you can record 3G, iPhone 3G, you can use it to record video before the 3GS was even out. You know, stuff like that. They're really pushing the limits with the iPhone and innovating in a new way. And Apple notices this stuff, I'm sure, and, you know, while they try to stop it, a lot of the stuff they end up implementing in their iPhone, in the latest updates of iOS. So, my answer, yeah, it's worth jailbreaking. In my opinion, yes, if you want extra features, if you want to do it for the free apps, you know, whatever, you know, like I said, to each its own, do it for whatever reason you want to do it for. There's tons of stuff out there. Don't be fooled by the, you know, a lot of people who say, yeah, it's illegal and you're getting in trouble. I mean, yes, you can get in trouble definitely if you take it to an Apple store. You're not in trouble, but you can get, you know, they won't take your phone. But, you know, mostly if you have a problem with your phone, you need to take it in. You can easily restore your phone back to stock iOS. It can be a hassle sometimes jailbreaking, yeah, for sure. You know, there can be problems when the latest jailbreak, when the latest firmware comes out and you want to update to that latest firmware, but you can't because the jailbreak's not out yet and all your apps are going to be, you know, your tweaks and stuff will be gone. So there's always problems when upgrading, but if you want to be an early adopter, that's what jailbreaking is about, because you jailbreak, and for example, like when 5.0 came out, I didn't update to 5.0 for a little bit until the jailbreak was nearly ready, you know. Now for a while I used my phone on 5.0 without a jailbreak, and then it came out just recently, and I downloaded it, you know, I upgraded it, and jailbroke it, I should say. And, you know, the unlock for the 4S still isn't out, so there's stuff you have to wait for, yeah, you have to, you know, be patient with the dev team and all of that. But overall, guys, in my opinion, jailbreaking is a thumbs up. It's worth it. Even if you're not into the free apps and all that, do it for the tweaks, do it for the unlocks, do it for the cool customization of your phone to stand out from other people's. Really cool stuff. You can save battery life. You can take a lot of battery life. You know, it's all depends on what you do there, and that's another effect. That's on my iPhone there. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video was, I know it's a little bit long, a little run out, but I hope it helped you out. I hope it filled you with some information on jailbreaking. Again, head over to digitaldojos.com. Please check out the website, guys. Leave comments on the post. I'd love to see your guys' feedback over there. For the full article, full links, full, you know, everything. You'll get everything there that I mentioned in this video, at least. Head over to digitaldojos.com. Subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed. Thumbs up, share the video, and of course, comment on your opinions. You know, do you think it's worth jailbreaking, or do you think it's completely, you know, not worth it and you're fine with stock iOS? Love to hear your guys' thoughts. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.